Hi, Wycliffe Barrett here, Xplane dedicated. I've got a short film. It's in two parts. It's Bristol Flight Sim Users Group and some recommendations for Payware aircraft. We'll see you after the intro.
Zero Bravo Bravo, good afternoon to you. Report your altitude. 2,000 feet.
Here we are then at the Bristol Flight Sim Users Group, and as you can see, it's a number of people we meet on the fourth Sunday of every month and just get together. Obviously the demographic of flight simulation in the UK is, let's say, slightly older. A number of people come, generally there's around about 20 to 30 people turn up every month, and we just have a good chat and a good chinwag, which is really great fun. So we're at the Bristol Flight Sim Users Group, and today one of our friends, Phil, who's just over my shoulder there, has built this, which is really nice. Built it for his dash, so we'll have a look at that. So Phil has built this nice little throttle quadrant for his dash, and my understanding is that it's all 3D printed, as you can see. He's used some Cytec levers here, but obviously modified those. So we've got the throttle levers here, speed brake here. That will be your condition levers for props, etc. Really nice flat mechanism there that works, all very nice. Coming down here we've got these really nice rocker switches, absolutely brilliant. This is so well made, looks so good, and actually has a really good feel to it. All the switches here for lights, really brilliant. And this, I presume, is all plug and play, so because we've got some USB cables here. So just have a quick look. So all USB. There's a PS2 there. Absolutely brilliant. All 3D printed. Very nice indeed. If he was taking orders, I think he'd sell a few of these. It's also modular, and as you can see what's happening, we're just taking it apart. So it just clips apart. Really well done. So you can just put that back together and put other modules in there if you want. I suppose you could put a radio stack in there if you wanted.
Well, you can put anything you want. You can change. These are standard panels.
Right.
So if I had a design, or you said, you know, well, I want to switch there and switch there, just standard panel.
Absolutely brilliant. So one of the best homemade kits I've seen in a long time, and that is really something. I love these. I mean, you get that. There's your immersion straight away, just on that. So we've got the prototype here that Phil did. First off, as you can see, these are raised lettering here, little switches, and inside you can see the Bodner board with all the wiring in there, the wiring loom, which would take quite a little bit of going. So that is the prototype, which ended up looking like this section here. Excellent.
So most sound wave symbol, sort of diode chip, and what you'll get is if you short out the two terminals. Yeah. So that's no sound, the switch is open. Those are the switches closed.
Does it have an ohm meter on it?
It does have an ohm, you could use an ohm meter, but they're hard to use if you're on your own trying to troubleshoot, switch all your wiring. It's easy to be able to hear something that's connected. So that's how I use it anyway. So basically a switch is two wires, very shorter than what.
In 2014, I recorded a video which was my top 5 recommended payware and top 5 recommended freeware. I've decided to come back to it. It's 2 years later, and so we're going to have a look at some payware only. So first up is the Cessna 172 SP Skyhawk. This is from Airfoil Labs, and a little bit pricey at $34.95. But if you want a GA aircraft, this is the one that everybody's talking about. It's absolutely beautiful. It comes with a number of liveries, and as you can see from this quick scroll around this photograph here, there's a number of pop-out windows with many functions on there for you to play around with and get your aircraft looking exactly as you want. We'll pop out these windows here so we can have a look, and just looking at the cockpit dials and gauges, you can see how crisp and sharp they are. On the right hand side there you've got the radio stack, navigational radio stack, and above that the GPS system. But everything is realised in 3D, so it looks absolutely beautiful. The modelling on this aircraft is absolutely superb. Look at this here, the tie downs and the external battery there with the doors open. You can open up the engine compartment and give yourself an engine inspection as well. So there's frosting and icing on the windows and wings, so if you're flying in bad weather you will really feel the effects of that. There are many ways to configure this aircraft and to look at this aircraft, and there's all sorts of little bits and pieces that you can do in terms of looking at the modelling. Also failures as well, so different aspects of the aircraft will fail over time, so you do have to do your maintenance. I've flown Cessnas up at Cardiff Airport, and the flight model and flight dynamics with this particular aircraft are absolutely superb. The night lighting is lovely. There's an awful lot in this package for $34.95, and I think if you're buying a GA aircraft, this is one of the ones to get. The next one is from Coronado. Coronado, Airfoil Labs and Aerobasque are really knocking out some superb aircraft. But this one from Coronado, which was released I think just over a week ago or so, is the SR22 GTS X G1000 Turbo. Beautiful design, a very sleek aircraft. This is the top-selling GA four-seater aircraft for the last 4 years in the real world, and that's because of the safety parachute system. As you can see, it's got two large glass displays, and these are the G1000 displays. Fairings on the wheels, beautifully drawn. It's got a type of FMC in there, not like that we know, but you can create your flight plans. You've got topography, you've got terrain, there are a myriad of different pages on the two displays there. Beautiful aircraft, a real treat to fly. And if you're going to have GA aircraft, so I would go for the Cessna and this one at $34.95. A little bit of money, but you can see where the money has been spent in terms of development of this beautiful little aircraft. I'm going to move over to some Payware airliners in a moment. And when it comes to Payware airliners, there are so many available. But for me, top of the tree is this one, the Boeing 767-300 from Flight Factor. It's a superb aircraft. It's a little bit old school in some respects, so you've got a bit of glass cockpit, but also some analog gauges as well. As you can see there, on one display was terrain and on the other display was weather, so you can show those independently. This aircraft flies brilliantly. It's got so many systems within it. It's so deep. This is a true study level simulator. Look at the reflections underneath of the glare shield there. You can adjust the depth of reflection so you can have them very subtle or very strong, but they will reflect underneath the glare shield there. 2 levels of magnification on the 2 displays there. Every knob, switch and lever works within this. There's also mouse wheel support as well, which is something we've been waiting for some time in Xplane, but has arrived with some of these high-end aircraft. This is a study level sim. You'll use this and keep using it and keep learning about it. It is absolutely brilliant. And not forgetting, of course, the FMC in this aircraft can be used with your iPad. That's the Boeing 767. Expensive, $64.95. But when you're talking about high-end study-level simulators, this is the kind of price you're going to pay. Next up, I'm going to go to the Airbus. If you're going to buy airliners, then the 2 I would highly recommend is the Airbus A330 and the Boeing 767. The A330 has been built by JAR Designs. JAR Design Group are really coming to the forefront of aircraft development in Xplane. And I was reading on Facebook earlier today somebody was asking if they are equal to the other simulator. Without a doubt they are, if not even better in some circumstances. This is the Airbus A330. Incredible aircraft to fly, long haul for sure, although you can even just nip up the length of Great Britain in this, or across France. Lovely aircraft, well designed, beautiful fly-by-wire has been realised. The night lighting, as you can see here, is really, really good. Rolls-Royce engines, absolutely superb. Bit of ground handling there. I really loved the A330 Airbus. It's taken me a long time to get used to the Airbus and the concepts of flying within Airbus, but I finally got there in the end. So that is my kind of 4 recommendations for Payware aircraft at the moment. There are lots more besides, but these are the ones that I fly on a regular basis and particularly like, and I highly recommend all of them to you. Don't forget, there are a myriad of freeware aircraft out there available at Xplane.org. You can also go to XPFR as well, all of which are excellent. But in terms of payware and quality, these are the ones to buy. They've got high prices, but that's reflected in the aircraft. As always, this is Wycliffe Barrett. Cheerio. Yeah.